stocks and news this morning. But Kunal, hi, good morning. The index level is not looking bad. We're slowly creeping up to the higher end of the trading range or band that we've been in. 24,350, what next?
Yeah, I think let's hope not a consolidation, but I think it's a good sign that the markets are trying to make a comeback. In the last couple of days, we've seen a 600-point recovery. Mild reduction in the open interest yesterday, I think 0.5% to 1% drop in the OI for Nifty, a 2% rise in the OI for Bank Nifty. But then more meaningful data point was that the put call ratio for the index for the next week in expiry has not reached at 1.516, because every time in the last, I think maybe a month or so, we've reached closer to that 24,300 mark. We've seen a PCR or a put call ratio of 1.5, 1.6 plus, which makes the markets a little bit more unsustainable about those higher resistance points. So this time around, we are, I think, at 1.25, 1.29 on the put call ratio. So that tells you that maybe I think there's that slight bit of room for the index to head up higher in the next couple of days.
What do you say about the entire thing about the short covering that we are seeing in the market? Are you, is there enough room for the short covering going forward?
Yeah, there's a significant room for short covering. I think compared to what we've seen over the last so many months, we've just been very small, minute bits of short covering. The major reason for that is that I think the markets did not have too many sectors participating at the same point of time. You look at the last maybe a month or so, you had the IT and the realty doing well. In that time span, you have the private sector banking names, PSU have corrected, energy stocks have corrected, CPSE index has corrected. In the month prior to that, you had the private sector banking names which were doing very well for themselves, and the ITs, etc., were taking a bit of a backseat. So the markets are going through a churn within a range for the index, and that's why it's been unable to give any kind of a major confidence to a portfolio holder who has a variety of stocks in the portfolio to try and go for a short covering. So that's, I think, one of the reasons.
And what would be the sectoral color or flavor going forward?
So I think what could happen now is that after this last 4-5 days of a steep run up in IT, the IT stocks are a little bit overbought. So I would sense maybe there could be a bit of a profit booking over there in the IT pack. There could be a possibility that the metal stocks can go into a resurgence or a bounce back. There could also be a possibility that the real estate stocks, which have performed very well, even they would go into a slight bit of a correction. So the mix for the markets from here, say, till the next few weeks, assuming if the markets head up higher, I think would be a little bit different than what we've seen in the entire month of July.
We also have, I think, Sandeep Sabharwal joining us today. Sandeep, hi. What do you make out of this, run-up that we have seen in the last few days in the Nifty going up all the way to 24,300 plus?
Yeah, so Nifty has been gyrating in a range, so I don't think for the month of July it's up by any great extent. So I think it's just been rotational movements, sectoral movements here and there. Nothing very significant has happened in the Nifty except for the fact that the month of July has seen a resurgence in the IT sector, and where that sector has outperformed most of the sectors.
Absolutely. Kunal, before we move forward though, any stock strategies or trades for the day?
Yeah, I'll go with auto stocks as one of the sectors, and from the auto pack, I would pick Tata Motors PV for a change. The stock has gone through 6 or 7 consecutive weeks of downtrend, which makes the risk reward extremely attractive for a significant bounce from the current levels. Would look at a target of 360 for Tata Motors PV, and stop loss to be kept at 322. The second would be a buy on Sona Comstar, Sona BLW. That's another stock which has done exceptionally well. The stock has broken past above a series of major resistances on the weekly and the monthly charts, now trading at 750 plus levels. So would look at a target of 790 plus and stop loss to be kept at 753.